Hello. Let's fly like a butterfly. So, we're going to start off with angel answers. I feel like the last reading had a flow to it, starting with angel answers. So, we're going to start first with angel answers. If you are curious about the deck, it is by Radley Valentine. Okay. I hope your day is going well. I am having a good day. I feel like it's been pretty copacetic for those that like that word. No snafus, no hiccups. I do hope that if you are encountering any type of negative energy or just people who may be going through things and using you as their punching bag or their outlet, I hope things get better for you and for them. Okay, so we're going to take this first card that came out. As I am shuffling, I'm just letting however many cards fall out as long as it's not excessive, like 18 cards or something. Although that could be something that, 18 card reading, something I might consider later down the line. So here we go. Compromise is the first angel answer card that came out. I'm going to actually move on from angel answers and we're going to go to the Smith Waite deck. Compromise. There is, and if you can see here, there's weights. There's a scale, I should say. There's a scale. It's kind of blurry, but there's a scale here. Compromise. Funny enough, as I started off and said, I hope the day gets better for you and the other person if you're dealing with someone and their attitude or their energy is off. That's almost compromise. When you think about it, when something happens to you and you are looking at the person or maybe a group of people and you are just upset or probably fuming, it's harder to say, let me take a step back. Let me calm down. Let me, so not for everyone. I'm sure there's some people who can just say, you know what, it is what it is. I'm just going to walk away from it. But for the most part, it can be quite hard to really take that step back and assess what's going on. Why me? I know people say don't question and why not you, and why not you? Why should you not go through resistance and trials and tribulations to build up who you are and your character, the muscle in your life, if you will? It still is a human reaction to question it and to feel like what is going on. And that compromise is harder, I think, for some people and for the other person that is initiating the action that's causing a reaction. It's much harder. When you're having, it's always easy to just bulldoze people, bully people, be upset, ostracize folks, isolate them instead of actually, let me figure out why I feel this way about this person. Let me talk to them. Let me understand. Because when you have an understanding, then you move differently. You might understand that I don't like this individual, or I don't work well with this individual in these circumstances, or I just don't want to be around them. But you don't have to approach it negatively. You just have an understanding. So I don't know what this compromise means, but it could be that where you need to get to a middle ground with someone or some people, and understand that maybe we really don't need to be around each other. Let's end this. Let's go ahead and end this. I don't know why yeah, we work together, but I don't need to go to happy hour with you. I don't need to be invited to anything. We don't have to talk about our personal lives. We don't even have to engage in small talk. We can just simply work on the task at hand, We don't need to be the best of friends because we're family. We don't even need to be cool because you're a friend of my friend. We can just simply get to a point where this isn't working for us. Death. This death feels very much like, and look at this. There's people here, the Grim Reaper with the flag coming on a white horse. I know some people, I'm not going to get biblical with it. So I'm just thinking, though, you're coming to someone with like this message. This is where I feel like the conversation is happening. Listen, I don't really care for you. And I can tell you don't care for me. We don't need to engage in a war of words. Let's just not talk to each other. Let's just not be around each other. And even, yeah, I understand such and such invites us both to these events because we're friends of her. We could say hi and then go on about our business. It does not have to be a shady fest. We don't have to throw little subtle things at each other. It's just, you're there, I'm here. That's it. And again, like I said, I think for some people it's harder. I always feel like when people understand that, even when they act a certain way, when they understand that you don't like them and they don't like you, and it's not, it could be filled with malice or it just could be you just don't like each other's personality. When someone keeps trying to provoke you, it always feels like love. I've always felt that way. I've always felt like that person still wants to be in touch with you in some way. There's something about you. They could say they don't like you, but there's something that has caught their eye that might resonate with them. And sometimes people don't like each other because you're both very alike. And there's something about you that resonates with them. And that could kind of piss them off because how do I like this part of them? I don't even like the rest of them. But this part resonates with me. And some people could just simply say, you know what, I do like this part of them, but I also understand I don't really care for them. And that's where I think this could work with some people. Scales, you could be dealing with a Libra who just understands, look, I understand I've been this way, you've been this way. It's petty, it's malicious, and it's exhausting. I'm over it. I won't talk to you. You won't talk to me. I won't mess with you. You won't mess with me. We dead it. For those who are in those situations where it's easy, clean cut like that, I hope it's working out well for you. I did not put up these decks, even though I've shown them multiple times. Smith Waite Tarot deck. This is the Centennial Edition. And then you have Mystic Mondays, which is by Grace D. I do not want to mess up that last name. Okay, so we're going to move on to Mystic Mondays. So again, I do think that it is some type of situation where it may be a little bit harder because someone still wants to be in contact with you. Someone still wants to have that energy exchange with you. No matter what, I don't care if we're fighting each other. I still want to be able to feel something with this person because that's what you're essentially doing. You want to feel something from this person, even if it comes from a place of I'm provoking and I'm getting an angry reaction, or I'm upsetting them because I'm throwing shady comments or just saying little things about them that I know pertain to them just to see how they react. It always feels like love when people do that. Like you really do like this person. You're just not handling it well emotionally, not regulating it appropriately. And then that's when, I think it could turn into a molehill because then people are like, oh, they're childish and why are they acting like this? And you too old. And so it's a lot. I do think this just off these first two, compromise and death, is like, it could work out very well, or it could be frustrating and take quite some time. But for the ones where it might take some time, it feels like love. I'm sorry. It feels like whomever it is that's still like, even if you talk to them and maybe they're like, yeah, okay, we don't have to, talk to each other. They still do little things. It just always feels like love to me. Like they like you in some way. Let them say it or not, they like you in some way. And you are not. A lot of times in those circumstances, you are not the only one that sees that. There are people around that are like, I think such and such like them. They just don't know how to express it. Or y'all have already been through so much stuff that it'll be like, oh, y'all cool now? Some people might be like, yeah, I could see that. I don't know if you saw this card that came out, but yet again, justice, the scales. The scales. This feels like, okay, this actually might be a lot easier. Got two scales here. This one's compromise, this one's justice. Now, with this one being justice, this definitely feels like you got it. It will resolve. That situation will work. It'll work out. Even if it's frustrating, if it takes a little while, they'll leave you alone, you'll leave them alone. It will work out. It'll work out. Easy peasy. Not easy peasy throughout it, but in the end, it's almost like, I don't know if you've ever just wanted to just take a trip somewhere. You're just, I need to get out. I need to walk somewhere. I need to drive somewhere. Let's just say you drive and you're driving somewhere and you have no idea where you're going, no GPS. You might feel like that trip to wherever you went before you turned around was like an hour and a half. And then on your way back, when you take the GPS is like, oh girl, that was only like 35 minutes. So that's how I'm like, it's not easy peasy in the mist, but in the end, you'll be like, dang, that was only like, this was so much easier. We could have resolved this so much quicker. This could have been more clean cut. Why do we have to take all these detours and roads? Why does this have to be so difficult? And that's why I say some people who do make it difficult, there's a little bit of love there. That person likes you, whether they want to admit it or not. It just might come off like, well, dang, you did all this and now you want to be cool with them or you like them in the end. Yeah. See those people that were fighting and dueling, Moonology, Yasmin Bolin, fighting and dueling, and then all of a sudden they're cool and people like, y'all cool now? What? It might be that for whomever it is. Again, a person, group of people, it just might be like, well, we too far in now to be cool. Even though I do see something in them that's redeeming or that I like. And some people are like that. Like, I mean, I'm not saying they're always they're a totally bad person. They do, but I just don't like them. We'll just leave them alone. We could just get here and move on. It does not have to be a long, winding road. Okay. Two cards actually came out here. So we are going to take those two. So we have balance, spirituality, and practicality, full moon in Pisces. And then we have adjustments are required, third quarter moon, adjustments. Be practical. I like that. Because you do have to reach some type of balancing act, or you're in the midst of a balancing act. You do have to reach some type of balance. And to be practical, you have to let go of a lot of maybe greedy requests. There's some concessions that need to be made on both sides. Hence the compromise. Maybe there is a greedy spirit within you. Kill that off, huh? Be practical. And when I think of this being a full moon in Pisces, not only something coming to fruition, its whole, but also, so we're done. We're done with that. We're, we've reached a resolution. We're not kicking it. We're not cool. We can move on. But also Pisces, when I think of Pisces, they can be some of the most, not all, just from life experiences, they can be very forgiving. Um, and there might be something, maybe someone, you or the other person or both, could have a Pisces moon. And that could be where, if this is you, you might experience that easy ease of just, okay, we just kind of move away. And maybe because one person retreated, Pisceans do retreat, and that's it. That's how you did it. That could be the easy case for some of you. The other person just, they done. You don't see or hear from them anymore, and that's how that works out. Adjustments are required. So I see this is a third quarter moon, almost there. This feels like in the midst of, this feels like the other case of people who are going through it a little bit more. It's a little bit more frustrating. That's where I'm thinking the adjustments are. Where you're trying to work. I'm trying to get there. I'm really working. I'm trying to work with you, but this other person keeps pushing it. I'm going to say it says adjustments are required. That's on both parts. So if you are dealing with somebody who just wants to keep it going, probably wants to keep being in your space, wants to keep this exchange of energy with you going, ask, I know it might be scary, but ask someone that they may be close to how to work that out. How do we get to this end result so we can both move on and live on with our lives? How do we get here? You might find out that that person does actually care about you or likes you in some way. They might love hate you. And you could be shocked at, like, what? The way they treat me? Are you sure? But I know, if like, you want to get to this place of just, we're done, because this is a neutral position. Energy is neutral until it's directed, and you just want to get here, and I'm out. No more. No more me, no more you. We're done. I don't want anything else. Okay. Good luck. Good luck. If this reading resonated with you, great, take it with you. If it did not, release it into the universe for someone who it does resonate with. And I will see you next time. Bye bye.